Well, it was obviously an awesome event. I think just reflecting back on it, thankful we get to play in the Big Ten. I mean, normally when there's outdoor events, all that falls on the institution that's hosting it. It's a ton of work that goes into this, and to piggyback on the Winter Classic, and our conference does such a great job in making it feel professional for our guys and the experience that they had, and obviously ended up being a heck of a hockey game. Could have went either way, and our group, I thought, sort of good job of responding within the game, and we were up 2-0, they tie it. We go up, they tie it at the end, right? A lot of times you can melt in those situations, but we talk about playing, for 60 minutes or 65, whatever it takes, and obviously Danny staying on that puck right to the end to get the win. But it was awesome to kind of share. We had a ton of people come watch the game, alums. We got a ton of alum in the Chicago area. A ton of people from our athletic department traveled here to watch our team and watch our guys play. And so I thought it was a great event. And again, thankful we could be a part of it.
The good things, right?
No doubt. Yeah. We had, you get a timeout back. We had burned our timeout in regulation on the challenge. So then in overtime, you get another timeout. So in our rotation, we ended up having Tanner Kelly and Tommy Maniso out there, and neither one of them are center, so we needed to get a center out there. And Shouds he's a gamer, you know what I mean? And that was a huge draw. You lose that, you're putting yourself in a spot where you're probably Luca's gonna have to make a save at some point. So that was a really good play. And I think Shouds ended up changing too. You talk about putting the team first, right? He won the draw, come off, and he changed, and we ended up getting Ike out there, and Danny ended up scoring the game winner.
Dave sells these moments. These overtime, need a game winner sorts of moments. Why does he excel?
Well, the moment doesn't eat him up, and I think that knowing where Danny grew up in Traverse City, right, and so he's had to really work to get to this point, and it hasn't always been smooth for him, right? He's got into junior hockey. He was, he got sent down to North American League, back up to the USHL, North American League, back up, and but he's got a chip on his shoulder, and I think he's out there trying to prove every day that he brings value, and he certainly does. I mean, I look at our 2.5 years we've been here. I'd say if you ranked our forwards, I'd have a hard time believing he wouldn't be ranked in the top 3 for pretty much every game we've played. He does a lot that helps us win, and he's been able to find the back of the net a little more this year, and so thankful we have him, and he's a big part of our team.
Coach, not just the environment getting used to, but longer intermission breaks, the extra stoppages during the periods. Just how did your team pride yourself on being, a lot of conditioning, and especially with the short rest? How did you think your team adjusted to tonight?
Yeah, I actually think that would probably be the ice is one thing, right? Both teams are playing on it, and the breaks, that is different, right? We're one TV timeout, and it's a minute long. We went to 3 that are 2 minutes long, and so I think that's hard. That's hard for the guys, right? You're used to kind of cranking it up and keeping going, but I thought they did a good job. I mean, it's that's one of the benefits of playing. Many benefits of playing in a game like this, right? Is you got to be prepared for any type of situation. And again, I thought as the game went on, they got more used to. Okay, you got a little breather here, stay focused, and be ready to go.
The coaching staff, you guys don't wear hats. Is that like
No, yeah, that's right, yeah. This is like spring in Sheboygan. No, it actually wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. It was. They got heaters on the bench, and then you got some adrenaline from the game and all that. So I thought it was totally fine.
The stretch you've had dating back, Minnesota series, has this been, I don't want to say the best stretch you've played, but certainly different types of challenges, and a lot of hockey in a short period in some ways, and losing some guys. You just kind of put the stretch in the words a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, it's not easy. Our conference isn't easy, right? And you look at we in December we went on the road to Wisconsin, and they tagged us the first game, and we ended up coming back and winning that game in overtime, and then to go out to Minnesota, obviously a really good team that we hadn't had a ton of success recently there, and to do what we did and then go play in the GLI. I mean, that's a great tournament. Michigan Tech does an unbelievable job hosting it. Ended up playing Western Michigan, was a top 4 team, right? And then coming here, and playing Thursday at home. I mean, coming out of break here, what did we play? 4 games in 7 nights, and so I tell our guys, like, you want to be a pro. This is what you would do for 7 months of the year, right? And but our guys aren't conditioned for that, and then you're coming out of break. So I think it says a lot about the guys of just staying with it. And again, there's still a lot of hockey to be played, but that's a good stretch. I think we found out a lot about our team. I think we like a lot about our team, but I think we still got room to grow.
How would you best describe what Luke has been able to accomplish the last 7 days?
Yeah, amazing. I mean, again, it's one of the hardest things to do, right? Is lose yourself in the team, and you look at Luka. He's a great goalie. He just happens to be behind, one of the best in our country. And so our job as coaches is we're going to put together a lineup that we feel gives us the best chance. That doesn't mean that we don't think we can win with Luka in the net. And I got a ton of respect for him because he works every day. He doesn't mope and trip over his lip. It's always just as simple as I tell him Trey's starting. He says, "Got it, coach. I'll be ready when you call my number." And he's certainly proven that. And we know that about him. Our guys have a ton of respect for him. But I mean, that's a especially to play that many games, right? He hasn't played a ton, and to play 4 games in 7 nights and play the way he did, he definitely was a big piece of us being able to win those 4 games in that stretch. And good to know down the stretch, right? As we definitely have 2 really good goaltenders.
Could you ask for anything more, Coach, to have a backup goalie that plays that infrequently that can step in and do what he's done?
No. I mean. But again, I think too, a little credit here. I mean, he puts the work in, and I think Jared DeMichael does a great job with the goalies, right? So I get it. Everyone wants to play games, and we got other guys that are good players that haven't played that much. So your job is, if you're not playing, is to make sure you're ready if your number's called. And D-Mike does a great job with our goalies. And you look at Trey, the step he's made from last year to this year, and now Luka, who hadn't played a ton, but I mean, practice is where you get better. I know the guys want to play the games, and that's a little bit of coach talk, but that's the reality. Is if you want to improve as a player, like, practice is where it's at. The games are for us to evaluate what you need to work on, and Luke has obviously done that.
Coach, you got a couple of guys playing at Worlds right now. Have you been able to pay attention to their games at all? And has their absence affected the locker room at all?
Well, yeah, we watched all of them. Yeah, we watched all their games, and Max actually just got back, so he will, he'll get a few days here. That tournament's a ton on mentally, and you think of the stress on the players, especially Max's 4th year, right? And they were under siege a little bit in the tournament, so he's defending a lot, and then Trey's obviously they got an opportunity to win another gold medal tomorrow, and he's done a heck of a job. But yeah, we were texting with the guys throughout the tournament and following them, and super proud of. Regardless if they are winning or not, I think those guys both represent Michigan State the right way on an international stage.
I'm sure there are travel plans at hand, but are there any team plans to watch Trey in that gold medal game? Or?
Yeah, no, we'll talk about it on the bus. I mean, I think that tomorrow's we're gonna get in late, and I want to make sure the guys they'll all be watching the game whether we get together as a team and do it. I do think they need a breather here, and so sometimes some guys need to just sit on their own couch and rest, and other guys want to get together. I'm sure there'll be guys in the rink doing recovery and watching the game.
Get a sense for the crowd. You talked about it earlier, but I know they're a long way away. But I know you're into the game and so forth. But you ever hear them?
It's different than obviously at Mon or the Kohl Center, like they're right on top of you, right? So you can, even on Vlad, the first goal is like you're kind of like, did it go in? And then the reaction's a little bit delayed, and but it looked like a great turnout. It's hard to see with the lights, and I know we had a ton of alums that were in town and to watch it, and that either live here or traveled here to watch it, and I thought it was an awesome event.
They showed some toughness too. 18 degrees up there, probably.
Yeah. I think Izzo was up in a heated suite, so I don't know how tough he is. But.
Speaking of Vlad's first goal, what can a moment like that do for him? It obviously comes from scoring a lot in the USHL and hasn't really been on the score sheet, missing time here this year.
Yeah, he's been out, and I think, man, our conference for a defenseman to step in is tough, and you look at the speed you're handling, and there's a reason he's produced like he has. I think you saw that on that play, right? I mean, not many guys can sift that puck down in there and find a way. It almost had eyes, but we see him do it in practice, and he was out for a bit, and but I think he's improving. His skating's getting better, and he's got big time poise up top, which is really hard to teach, and he's got a little bit of ice water in his veins, so it's good to see him get rewarded. He worked really hard over Christmas break to get back healthy.
How would you rank the physical strength, emotional strength of your team right now? I mean, quick recovery after Christmas, GLI, couple days, boom, now this.
Pretty good, yeah, pretty
couple
good.
days, you
Yeah,
think, or
yeah,
is it
yeah,
today or
yeah.
tomorrow?
We'll probably, yeah, we'll give them some time. We ask a lot of our guys, and I think even the way we try to play, right? I got a ton of respect for our guys because it's not it's a fun way to play for sure. If I was a player, I'd want to play it, but it takes a lot of effort and a lot of sweat, and we practice hard and train hard, and I think they obviously did a great job over Christmas break, right? As they were gone for how many days, 10 days, and that's when you hope the guys understand it's not about the coach telling you to do it, like that you take responsibility for your development. You need to go home and take care of your body, enjoy family, and 100%. That's what is most important part of it. But we're going to play 4 games in 7 nights when we get back here. So I think our guys did a heck of a job, and we're ready for the test.
One last question.
Coach, you put Vlad with Nick to start the year, and then you moved him. Now you have him with a fellow freshman with Owen. I know Vlad's an older freshman, being 21, but just kind of what gave you the trust to put those two together, and what have you thought of those two together? I know it's also Max being out as well.
Yeah. I mean that plays into it, right? And I think Wesley's played really good hockey, and Wesley was a captain in the USHL, and he's a guy that I think continued to improve, and Vlad, I think between the two of them, they do a good job for us, and Max getting Max back he's an important piece of our team, and like I said before, we're gonna put together a lineup we think gives us the best chance to win a hockey game. But we're happy with the growth of our defensemen. I think that going into the season, that's kind of what we thought, right? We thought we really had depth up front, but how much can our D improve? And so far they have.
Thanks, guys.
Good, thank you. Yep.